Well, hey, everybody out there on YouTube. Welcome to the the pre-show cocktail hour. This is the show. I'm Jay. That's Aaron.
Hey.
And that's Tony.
Hello, hello.
Hello, lovelies.
And later on in just a little bit, we are going to be talking about season 2 of one of the greatest shows ever made, Siesta Key.
This felt like mental waterboarding.
But for now, we have the show cocktail hour. This is a YouTube exclusive. This is the only place you can find it. This is a little bit like our off-topic section, where we talk about just about anything other than TV, including TV sometimes. And I had a job interview the other day, and I ended up talking more about TV than I talked about professional things. And I was curious if you guys had ever talked about TV in a job interview before.
No, I guess that's a good sign that it was going well, though.
The only jobs I've interviewed for were before I went off to school. And if I remember correctly, both of those, it was like, I need a job, we need workers. Okay, you're hired.
What about you, Tony?
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a few years now since the interview. I don't remember talking about random stuff. The interview I always remember was like a pre-interview phone call I had with some company that I had applied to, like right out of college, when I was just like spamming it out everywhere. And we got to the end of the call, and at the end she's like, "Well, what makes you what makes you qualified for this position?" I was like, I just graduated with my degree or whatever in the field." And then she was just like, "Well, just because you have a degree doesn't mean you're qualified." And I was just like, I don't know what to say. I've not had any. It's an entry level position. I've never had an engineering job before. Like, what does my degree mean? Like, what did I just spend the 4 years, thousands of dollars doing if it doesn't qualify me for an entry level position? I didn't say that out loud, but that's just the strongest memory I have of an interview.
What show did you talk about, Jay?
I talked about Star Trek, The Next Generation, and I talked about MASH.
I can see. Were you talking to an old person?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And part of it is that I don't really have a great answer for the question of what made you want to become a lawyer. And because for the longest time, the answer to that question was, well, I did a mock trial competition when I was in 8th grade, and I really enjoyed it, and nothing else really ever took my interest.
Mm.
You know, if you were going to hire me, is that the kind of answer that you want to hear?
Like, I like arguing with people. I figured I should get paid to do it.
Yeah. But over time, it occurred to me that something that did attract me to the legal profession without me realizing it was actually Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation, because so often a lot of the best episodes of that show were ones where they would basically create a courtroom situation and then play out something legal adjacent. And I really enjoyed that the captain was always trying to resolve things using reason and logic and persuasion. I grew up in an era watching Batman where I revered Batman because Batman didn't need to use a gun. He wouldn't stoop to it. That was beneath him. Violence was the last resort of somebody who was weak. And I don't really know why, but that's something that always resonated me, and that was something that definitely flowed through Captain Picard and Star Trek The Next Generation. And so this last time when I was doing a lot of job interviewing over the past year, I started giving that answer because it was a little more genuine and a little more passionate, and I found that it actually kind of resonated with people.
I think people prefer authenticity. And an authentic answer is going to always be a better driver than something that's just kind of like thrown out there.
Yeah.
You hired.
Yeah.
Because to kind of contrast
Go
it...
outside, nerd. Get out. Go.
Man, you would not believe how many times a day Lindsay and I say that to each other.
That's so good. Baby Billy.
Yeah. We say that to our kids sometimes. It's great. No, but I was going to say, like, contrast that with, I had one interview that went really horribly wrong, and part of it was they asked me the kind of cliche interview question of, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would it be? And I was so unprepared for that question
Living.
that I said the only name that came to my mind, which was Napoleon Bonaparte, which is like the most boring answer to that question that there can be.
I mean, at least you didn't say something like Stalin. Like, I mean, there were worse answers.
Yeah, that's true. You know, Pol Pot, you know.
Just keep going downhill. Napoleon! No, wait, Stalin! No, wait, Pol Pot! No, wait! Can I start over?
But all that to say, interviewing sucks, and I'm glad I don't really have to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Tony, what's your pre-show cocktail hour story?
My story? I don't know. Is this unofficial ranking portion of the pre-show show?
He was ranking interviewing as low.
Oh, what have I been doing? Did I play Expedition 33 last time?
Oh no! I have not heard about that.
This isn't an official scoreboard. No, hold on.
Oh.
No, we're still in the cocktail.
Oh,
shop.
my cocktail is a zero sugar A&W root beer.
Mine is Diet Mountain Dew that I made myself. SodaStream.
How's the old SodaStream going?
Solid. I have one massive complaint about this racket that exists with regards to the SodaStream like refills. Like Walmart weirdly never has the right color refill in stock anywhere I go. Kroger's will, but Walmart never does. And that doesn't make any sense to me. They're selling it. They have tons for sale, but we're out of that one. And you go on to these like services. Was that?
It's like printer ink. Like you should just buy a new SodaStream instead of a refill CO2 cartridge.
Well, like, there's like buy more cartridges, right? So I go and look online for like these online services. Well, you have to do 6 at a time to avoid having to pay for shipping, which obviously if you're doing any amount, it's going to get more expensive as the weight goes up. So it's like, okay, that means you got to have probably like 8 so that you can have 6 out and have 2 still up to refill. And I was like, I don't want to own that many CO2 bottles. This is ridiculous. So
yeah, that's way too many. How long would it take you to get through 6?
I mean, probably half a year. That's what I mean. It's like, this is a ridiculous racket that like Walmart advertises that they have these, you know, for exchange. And it just so happens like every single Walmart around me, they happen to always be out. So I find that to be a bit ridiculous.
And you work out a deal with a local paintball
just
company
like refill
to just refill the CO2 canisters.
I don't know. That's how that works.
They gotta have the machinery there.
No, apparently it's actually pretty simple to get yourself your own setup, but you got to make sure that you get food grade CO2.
Yeah.
Because apparently, like, you can go to basically any like auto shop and they've got CO2 at the wazoo that they'd be happy to let you have some, but it's not food grade.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to be like, you know, I just don't want to have anything blow up. Also, so I prefer to just trade it out because it's not that ridiculous. But I've found that Kroger is the only place that just consistently has it without issue. Whereas the other stores, I've just run into a lot of, we're out of that one. Why are you selling them if you out of the trade-ins?
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But otherwise, I like the SodaStream. I enjoy making it, and it definitely saves money, like way cheaper.
Oh yeah,
Better for the environment too, I'm sure.
You got a lot less cans.
Previously on the show.
Jay, let's see here. I need you to put together a 30 song playlist for my buddy Jay, and he wants it to be sexy with Spanish guitar. What else? Give me some other things.
She has a very unique mouth that like gives her away.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
It's called the Philtrum.
Mine is Andor on Disney. It's a Star Wars. It's a prequel to the prequel to the sequel to the prequel to the prequel.
All right, are you guys ready to? Jay, sorry, got sidetracked for a second.
Skip Jay. He's not gonna win. Doesn't matter.
No, I want to know about Nap
skip
Island.
me.
No, I want to know about Nap Island. Tell me about this. Is this just like a Mediterranean bluey?
Yeah, I've been a bit down about the state of reality lately, and I've been hoping for something a little more positive, a little more escapism-wise, and I've heard this show is just some fun in the sun, so looking forward to it.
Sounds
Is this a reality TV show?
Yeah, you could say that.
Is this that one, just the sequel of that one show that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, where it's just a bunch of beach people drinking
Siesta
and fighting
Key?
each other? Oh.
Oh, huh.
Do you know what show I never watched, but if the clips...
I just want to say, I just want to point out, Jay, Siesta Key, Nap Island, Siesta and Nap, literally the fucking same thing. Island and Key, also the same fucking thing. Are you fucking choosing Siesta Keys again?
I've been found out. Yes. Siesta Key, Season 2, on the wheel. Spin that shit.
I hate you so much.
Dang, skill issue.
I am going to shit all over this. Just letting you know.
Hello, and you're watching The Show, probably the world's best TV review podcast. Warmest greetings, and welcome to episode 76. We are the Baby Carrot Boys, the Bookhouse Boys, if you will. And here today, we review the 2019 second season of the superbly sessionable reality-ish series from MTV. This is the best time that I've ever had, and I want to make it last. This time on the show, Siesta Key. I'd like to welcome you inside the Beachfront broadcast booth. I'm Jay. I'm joined as always by my two Hall of Famers. To my left, a man who always fills up my gas tank. It's Aaron.
Hey.
And to my other left, another man who texts me at 3 a.m. It's Tony.
Hello, happy to be here.
Here at the...
I was going for a little bit of a vocal fry on that one, kind of.
I saw on your Snapchat.
I love it. Here at the show, 100% customer satisfaction is our holy grail. We want to hear from you. Check out our Instagram for news about the show, including our upcoming tour, convention, and cruise, along with plenty of bonus content. You can find us on Instagram at the Show Pod. Send your emails to the Show TV Podcast at gmail.com. We have a Discord, and believe it or not, that's even how we make the show now, but I still don't understand how it works, so once I figure that out, I will let you know. You can find me individually on Instagram at jsuesponte. Aaron, where can we find you online?
I mean, I think I still have a handle at Tenacious Aaron on X, so I assume it still exists.
What about you, Tony?
Well, ready to dox myself. I have an Instagram at tpinquite. You can find me on there. Well, you won't find me, but you'll find landscape pictures.
The show is now available everywhere podcasts are sold. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Audible, Castbox, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. You can check out our YouTube channel where we do a bonus pre-show cocktail hour. Before we sip our beachside pina coladas, we must first visit the unofficial scoreboard. And this is the part of the show where we share our thoughts on other diversions not selected by the Great Wheel of Randomonium. And I believe, Tony, you were about to share something during the cocktail hour, and I very rudely cut you off, and I'm so sorry.
I was speaking out of turn, Jay, so no offense taken, at least. I've been hitting up, there's been some JRPGs hitting the Xbox Game Pass. So like Expedition 33, which I think is pretty much universally critical acclaimed. Played that for a while. I'm too old. I suck. I couldn't handle the... I don't know if JRPGs are for me. I couldn't handle it, so I'm like, I really love the story and the visuals and even the gameplay. I just wasn't good at it, but I ended up watching like a story summary review to finish it out because it's really quite captivating. So highly recommend that one. Especially if you got the skills, because it is turn-based, but it's real-time. Like you're expected to either dodge or parry attacks in real time, so it's kind of like a combo of turn-based and like real-time action. So really interesting. And then also the other one on there is Metaphor Refantatio, which I never played any of the Persona games, but I know those are popular, and that I guess it's in the same kind of universe, like side somehow related there. I'm not too deep into the lore on that one. But that one's been pretty
It's
fun. That
parallel.
one's better. Yeah, that one's easier because I can grind some stuff out, and there's not the whole like I need to parry attacks. It's literally just turn-based stuff, but there's still like a lot of mechanics. But I think I'm just too lazy for the JRPGs, even though those two games have been really great. That's basically what I've been doing since the last pod.
Can I show my ignorance for a second and ask, what is a JRPG? Is that like a JOI?
Japanese, like a Eastern style. I guess like Japanese RPGs, like a kind of like a genre where they're usually turn-based and they're usually kind of like anime type characters.
Oh, okay, cool.
That doesn't necessarily prevent them from being JOIs.
Like I think Final Fantasy would be a JRPG versus like
Yeah,
a
it's
Western
just an
like
action.
Skyrim or like
Yeah.
Witcher or something would be more of like a Western style RPG.
Gotcha.
did you
I
play
just never
through
heard that
7?
term before.
Did you play through Final Fantasy VII, Tony?
I haven't. No, not the original or the remakes because I don't. Well, I guess I have a PlayStation, but I'm kind of cheap.
High recommend. High recommend. Very good. Very fun. Especially if you like any level of JRPG. These are action JRPGs, but you can bring up the menu mid-fight, use items, stuff like that. Use abilities, give instructions.
I did play 12. I remember playing 12 a lot, and I remember I played 1. I think it was 13 because I think it was before, because 14's like an online one, right?
Online.
And then 15 is
Yeah,
the
it's
newest
MMO.
one with like you turn into giant monsters like kaiju
That's
and stuff.
16.
Oh, 16.
15 was the one with Noct, with the dudes driving around in the car.
Oh, okay. I played a little bit of 15 then. So 12 and 15 I played it, but I haven't played 7.
I beat 7 remake. I beat 7 part 2 remake. I'm waiting for part 3 to finish it out. It's phenomenal.
Well, Aaron, what have you been up to?
Well, I continue my hobbying in Warhammer, building, painting, doing all of those things. And I also, a couple of buddies have tried out just a little bit, like a couple of days worth of Warhammer Online, which is a dead MMO. It came out in like 2008 and then like went offline like 2014. In 2000 and I want to say 17, maybe 19, one of the developers got a deal with Games Workshop to, I guess, bring it back online, but all like fan base and free. And they've been like maintaining it and running it ever since then. Well, at the beginning of June, they added a whole slew of quests and dungeons and stuff like that to the game that didn't exist before. They fixed a bunch of stuff that was incomplete and broken. And so we jumped on and we're playing it, and it was pretty fun. Like, we were having a good time. It's a decent RPG. It's online. It's in the Warhammer, like, not the 40K universe, but the like more like the Age of Sigmar style fantasy. And it was fun. We had a good time. But I haven't played a lot of video games. Me and Chris are watching through Always Sunny right now, and that has been a lot of fun. It's wild, like some of the topics and things that they go over in the early days of that show. But super fun, super funny, holds up. Like, I've laughed so much.
Have you heard that the Cavalrine is in charge of getting a Warhammer 40K thing going?
Yeah, I believe that he's already working on, like, they've got like a script or something that they're working on.
He'll always be my Witcher.
Yeah. Back when the show was good.
That was Jay's favorite show I think we've ever done.
Favorite intro to his show.
You know, we all have our preferences.
That is a true statement.
But speaking about games that have been kind of resurrected in popularity, there's one going on right now with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Have you guys seen anything about this?
I've seen a lot of streamers playing it again.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
some memes about it. I don't know exactly why it's resurging.
I don't know if there's a lot of good reason apart from what you said about like just some streamers and some celebrities have taken it up and started playing it publicly, and so interest has surged on it. And I personally feel some, go ahead and hit the drop, some vindication. Because this was a game that back when it was released in 2017, it had horrible press because it was going to have a whole bunch of like really predatory loot boxes and kind of stuff where people really rebelled against it. But it turned out the game was actually really good. Like for a multiplayer Star Wars shooting game, it was actually really fantastic. But back when it came out, nobody wanted to play it because it got such a bad reputation.
Well, I think this was the famous Reddit comment of like Pride and what like someone did the math. It was gonna take like 80 or like 100 hours to unlock one Darth Vader skin or something, and then it's like some Reddit comment was like from EA was like, "Well, it's just your reward is your sense of pride and accomplishment," or something like that. It became like the most downvoted Reddit post of all history, and then that basically just like killed. It's pretty much DOA, along with the loot box stuff.
I mean, to be fair, like that kind of stuff was a huge conversation for quite a while. I mean, it still is on loot boxes and regulations and things like that. But I mean, it comes down to make the game good and people play it.
Yeah, it took 8 years, but they got there.
I feel like that's also a sign of the times, though. Like, I feel like right now there's a lot of IP that is just really like sucking air, like not doing great. There's some great games, like Tony said, like that Expedition 33. People are raving about it. The new Elden Ring multiplayer game, people are raving about it. Like new Death Stranding, people are raving about that too. So, I mean, there's great games, but there's also like, I don't know, a bunch of shit. I don't know, like maybe Tony likes Call of Duty, but I feel like Call of Duty has become basically just another Madden. Like, there's nothing special or different about it. It's just the same game over and over again.
I mean, even to use Star Wars as an example, what was the last Star Wars game that was good?
People like the Jedi games, the newer like Respawn Jedi franchise. There's been 2 the last decade. This similar to the Battlefront. Apparently, like the Star Wars Outlaws, I think it had a lot of bugs and a lot of annoying mechanics when it first came out. And I think now it's kind of like become, like in hindsight, like people have been playing it a lot lately because I guess all the stuff that was messed up on launch has been fixed, and people are like, "Oh, this is actually a good game." But it's just like that initial kind of review window can really kill it.
Are you still playing Cyberpunk?
I beat Cyberpunk. It was good.
Wasn't that one that also like struggled from some really bad bugs?
And it was a horrible launch. Like the game was incomplete. It was not working on console at all. Like they had to do tons of refunds, but they redeemed themselves. That game, like, high recommend. If you were looking for a story to play through, I would 100% say play through that. It's so good.
It's still got amazing graphics for what it is, like a giant open world game, and like the storytelling and the story itself is really great.
Yeah,
too.
It's really good.
I think that's what saved it. Like, people trashed it pretty hard, but like the game, the underlying below all the bugs and poor performance was so good that I think it didn't really suffer the same fate. I feel like people really gave it strong chances, even though it was basically unplayable.
They worked really hard to fix and get their reputation back. Like if we're being honest, they worked really, really hard to do that. And the game, like, again, even like the expansion has what's his name? Is it
Idris Elba?
Yeah. He's in it and it's phenomenal, and it's well done, it's well acted, and the story's interesting, and I mean it's good. I mean, to me, it's one of the better storytellings. Now, I will say this, like with some of the, I don't know if you guys have looked into this at all, but some of the Google VO, like, generation that's coming out.
Dude, I've seen those, like the VO 3 stuff, like,
yeah.
I think I mentioned it last time, the elderly are in trouble. Like, maybe even our age people. Like, as much as like there's scams targeting the elderly for like financial fraud, like with this AI stuff, like I told you
You're
about
not
my
wrong.
scam call, right? Did I tell you about that?
No.
But it spoofed your buddy.
That's
Well,
wild.
I got one that spoofed the local sheriff department, and then I got one like no, there was literally a FaceTime video call that was my friend who it said it was. It was like the audio was off, but it was it was that guy talking on video. I couldn't hear him, and that was the scam, which was like insane to me.
That is wild.
I didn't fall for either of them, but I mean, geez, but those video things are crazy. Just like the AI talking about themselves in the video.
Well, that's definitely like, yes, the terrible things are bad, but with regards to like cinematics for video games over the next like 5 years, I mean, they're not going to be able to phone it in. They're going to have to step it up, or it's going to be like campy.
Like the Google system you're talking about, I'm not familiar with that. Is that going to be like a headset, or is that going to be like a console?
Okay,
It's
hold
like
on.
generative AI, but for video. So you like
Yeah,
have
let me just
a
show you something, Jay.
seafarer in the middle of a storm on a boat wearing a yellow poncho saying these words, and it's like,
Yeah, it's just the ability for AI to now generate stuff. It's just crazy.
I feel like it's dangerous. I feel like they're putting themselves in dangerous situations with their AI. They're like, I'm jumping out of an airplane without a parachute, but it's okay because I'm just an AI person, so nothing bad will happen to me or whatever. Like,
Oh wait, is that? Yeah, this is made with Google's VO3. VO3 is a text to video generation program that Google has now, based off their AI engine. Jay, I posted it in the general chat. If you watch it, that whole video is AI generated,
Okay.
and it's mind boggling how good they're getting. It's the prompt theory one, Tony.
I'll have to watch it too because I don't know if I've seen a ton. I've just seen.
It's basically a bunch of AI generated people saying like, what do you mean that I was creating with a prompt? This is, I'm a real person. Like, you believe in prompt theory? You're crazy. So basically, Jay, you can create your own siesta keys 8 seconds at a time.
2,000 years later.
Yeah, sorry, I was watching that video. That's nuts. That's
Right?
I'm not watching it on the biggest screen, but like that looks like any plausible video that you would see.
Yeah, you can't tell that that's AI generated. That was created by someone writing out a prompt and the AI generating that. Like, one of the things, the ways they're training it is they're like giving it like scripts and then like the like finished product. And so it helps the AI to understand, oh, okay, whenever you're telling me, do these things, create these things, and then this is an output that it can compare to. So, I mean, it's wild, the things that are coming. You're going to be able to create your own road show. Your own show. The thing that I'm waiting for, Tony, is when we get the RPG where there's all the NPCs are AI, and when you walk up and you just talk to them over your mic, they like interact with you in real time.
I guess eventually, like those old. I'm too young to have played them, but there's like the old computer games where you would make a choice, like go left or go right, or like
Muds.
pick up this book, or
Yeah.
it's like I guess you could almost like real time generate like a click through adventure thing, like with actual good graphics of like it could just do it on its own.
Like, imagine a Grand Theft Auto world where every single NPC has an AI like mental state, so to speak. And so like if you go and talk to someone, the AI kicks in and interacts with you. So instead of you having like pre-recorded vocals and choices, the AI just generates a response dynamically to what you say and then has the AI voice read it back.
Yeah, they could know what like weapons you have on you and what clothes you're wearing and
Yeah,
know
everything.
Yeah, I mean with the sandbox world style game, like it could be infinite.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, right now there's people who play these like GTA RPGs. I don't know if you've seen these things on stream, but like where people like just pick a role in a GTA server and play it out, and like streamers act out this entire like crazy sequences of events. Like there was one guy who was like being a serial killer, and like he was quote unquote stealing everyone he kills nipples and making a giant suit to wear around. And they like did a custom ST whatever download file for him to be able to actually have the nipple suit.
That's weird.
I mean, but people do shit like people's watching that shit. People will go in there and have like crazy interactions with AI, and people will love it.
Sometimes I wish AI had written Siesta Key. Maybe it would have had some semblance of order or anything.
The most like crazy thing is like one episode Garrett had a goatee and then he was clean shaven and then he had his goatee back like the next scene, and then he was like never clean shaven again almost.
Let's not talk about how horrible the editing is before we actually get into the.
All right, we got to introduce. We got to introduce it, right? We haven't even done it.
Yeah, we haven't even introduced anything.
This is a preview. It's a pre-show, pre-show.
He's napping on it. He's napping on that introduction in Nap Island.
Well, the fault in this episode is mine, as I am the one who nominated Siesta Key to the Wheel of Randomonium, so I will wear it.
Shame.
It was supposed to be reserved for a punishment, 2% chance, not a 33% chance or 31, whatever.
Well, we'll see what karma has in store for me once we get to the wheel at the end of this episode. But as long as I keep talking, we won't have to get there.
I think as long as we keep talking, because I was like, this has got to be the shortest pod show ever.
I don't know. We'll see. I've got some theories to throw out there. But this week we're here to talk about season 2 of Siesta Key. It's an MTV reality series focused on some young 20-somethings living on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And we previously covered season 1 on the show. You can go check that out. And say again, Tony?
The Gulf of what? What kind of American are you?
He's making a Gulf of America joke.
I know. And
sorry, derailed.
We'll get back to that. But Siesta Key, as we talked about in our last episode, which as a strange quirk, I think if you go back and look it up, our first season episode of this show was episode 38 of the show, and this is episode 76, which is 38 times 2, if I have that right.
I believe you are correct.
38 more episodes, we'll get season 3 done. Mark my words.
You said this is 73?
76.
76. So that means we got to be in talks for our 100th episode bonanza.
Well, we're 2/5 of the way through Siesta Key.
No.
Okay.
A hard pass.
But I think we discussed in the last our last review of the show that this show's got kind of a weird backstory where it's kind of a companion piece to an older MTV reality show called The Hills that was about rich people in California. And this show was originated by our main character, Alex, his father. Alex's father, who's a real estate developer in the Sarasota area. And the idea was that they already have plenty of business coming to this part of the country from middle-aged and older people. But what they really want is to create more of a vacation destination for young people. Best way to do that is apparently with an MTV reality show, and we have Siesta Key to thank for that. But this season and season 2, we got a few different storylines. The run that runs through most of it is the romance between Alex and Juliet. They're on again, off again. Is he cheating on her? Is he not? Beyond that, we have the arrival of Kara. Kara is supposedly Alex's ex and has come back into the picture to wreak havoc, especially between Alex and Juliet, as well as between Garrett and Kelsey. We also have another romance storyline between Madison and her friend from college, Ben, who halfway moves to Siesta Key to be with her and then is immediately gone. Our fourth big conflict is between Brandon and his music. We also have Paulie versus reality. And we have...
I mean, you got to say Paulie versus his grandma, kind of.
Yeah, Paulie versus the state of Florida. Now, to me, the most compelling characters were actually the supporting cast, and especially the new supporting cast. And that was mostly made up of Jared, a veteran battling PTSD and substance abuse. We've got Canvas, who I saw was introduced in season 1, but it's been so long since I watched season 1, I don't really remember what she did in season 1. But she works at the beach bar, and in this season, she works through some trauma about her mother abandoning her to move to Australia. And then we also have Tawny, who I don't think we had any trauma revealed about Tawny. She's just horny.
Yeah.
She's a free spirit.
She came to find herself, but instead she found everyone else's boyfriend.
Tawny was a real treat. If there were no Bobbies here, then there was certainly an Audrey.
Yeah, I don't disagree that she's the Audrey, but no, they all were Donnas.
Well, to me, a Donna is... That's about the performance of the performer.
No. Adana is someone who you groan at every time they come on screen. What is wild about this show is that everyone elicits that groan when they come on screen. There isn't anyone who's not Adana here. Like, it's...
You didn't cheer for anybody?
No. Like Christy asked me that question. She was like, if you had to be friends with someone, who would it be? And it's like, honestly, I didn't like Jared. Like, I just didn't care for him. I don't care about the stacking of horrible PTSD and alcoholism and working with,
in a show of terrible
stuff.
actors, he was by far the worst, which is like insane.
Yeah, like no, Alex is the worst, hands down. Like, there's like Jared's at least a more believable person, but like Alex is not a believable person.
Well, he's having to act like a human being instead of a specific.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's just trying to act like a human being in general.
Jared's not a sociopath. I think Alex is, but with regards to that, I just didn't care for him. And I was like, I came down to Garrett, and I was like, I don't even like Garrett. Like, Garrett's awful. Like, he's not a good actor, not a good dialogue, like, not good choices. But nobody, not a single person was I rooting for this time.
I feel like I can't remember the first season, but I feel like they did this in the first. Like, Garrett is supposed to be the most wholesome, and then they kind of turn him into an asshole at the end of. Did they do it to the first season too? I feel like they did. Where it's like, oh, at least he's like halfway decent dude, and then he's one to hook up with chicks while he's traveling with this job that he doesn't have yet.
Yeah, Garrett is just always in the ball kicking machine.
Yeah.
Because the very first scene of season 1 is him and Kelsey, and he gives her the jar of his thoughts, and she's mad that he didn't take her to the Ritz.
Oh yeah.
And then he spends this whole season with Kara.
Yep.
Who, like, Kara, I think if you ask me, like, if...
I'll say Kara was my favorite person on the show. Yeah, like, I would be friends with Kara.
It might be Kara, because it, like, whether or not it was an act, I'll never know. But I loved Kara's above-it-all attitude the whole time. Where it felt like she was giving off this energy of, like, I'm not here because I need the money or I need the exposure or I really need anything. I'm just here because I'm bored and I want to fuck with you people.
And she stayed level-headed the whole time.
Is it level-headed or monotone?
Well, she spoke like a Kardashian, which I think is just a consequence of the time period it was filmed in. And maybe her wealth, I don't know. But she was the most logical.
Like, the show is obviously not genuine. And
right.
I think, like, my fun the whole time watching it was kind of trying to decipher when these people were just playing a part and when they allowed themselves to fall into their storyline. Because it felt like Garrett is the one who was the worst offender of like forgetting that he's on a TV show, where it felt like he spent this whole season thinking that he might have a shot with Kara when it was obvious from jump that Kara thought he was a pavo, and when the cameras were off wanted nothing to do with him.
So it's actually pretty scripted, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean that's my assumption.
well, I looked into it a little bit, and apparently they plan and pay for the events. They dictate who's invited. They force people to have conversations. They antagonize each other. But honestly, there are times in this season that I felt like that they were like, "Hey, here is a note card. Read this. This is the scene. Okay, now." You're upset that you walked in on Alex having a threesome with 2 chicks, and your defense is you were upstairs in your roommate's room who doesn't actually live there. So, I don't know. To me, most of the drama that was generated this season happened off camera. And I felt like we had probably, 8 seasons of deciding whether or not Juliet and Alex were breaking up.
Yeah, that went on for way too long. Like it very much felt rinse and repeat. Like let's create a piece of evidence of drama. We're going to show that to Chloe.
I saw on your Snapchat.
We're going to have a couple of scenes of Chloe showing that to other people, but saying, I can't get involved. I'm going to show you this, but I'm not getting involved. Yeah. And then we'll have a scene at a bar where it all comes to a head.
Yeah, it felt very formulaic. It felt very, not even like in a good formula. It's like someone making a shit formula, but a formula nonetheless. And I don't know, it just, nothing ever felt like it progressed. The stuff with Ben and what's her face, Madison, was trudgy. I found the stuff with, what's his name? Brandon? Not Brandon. What's the rapper dude's name? I forgot his name.
Brandon.
Yeah, it's
It is Brandon. Okay.
Yeah, you had it right.
So the stuff with Brandon, number one, I didn't find any of his music good, but
You didn't?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I listen to different music. I don't care for
You
it.
didn't
Playing
like-
the AAC on Sunday.
I don't.
You didn't like that 15-second piece of the song that they sang over and over again?
No.
Yeah, where he doesn't even do any rapping. He's just kind of like
Just a lot of singing.
While the
It's just
girl
a lot of
sings.
singing.
Should've listened to my heart. Yeah, we heard little tidbits in his music video that was awful. That was super uncomfortable, like just bad.
Yeah. And speaking about reading off the cue cards, the whole story about him having Madison in the music video.
Yeah.
Like you can try to contrive that as much as you can, but there's no world where that makes sense to
Right.
the person even like making the request, right?
Correct. Like, that's like a bridge too far for any realistic belief system. When you got Pauly making sense, is like, okay, well, Jay-Z wrote that song about cheating on Beyonce, but he didn't put Beyonce in the video.
Apologize. I had a disconnect.
It's okay. No one noticed.
Well, Polly was making sense apparently, and it killed my connection.
Honestly, when Pauly makes sense, that you know you're in trouble.
But I'll credit to my lady wife here that she made the observation that in all the drama on this show, it's really clear cut who the good guy and who the bad guy is. There's no shades of gray. There's no ambiguity. There's no, oh, well, both sides are being reasonable here. Like, no, like Alex was in bed with 2 girls. Juliet caught him. There's no room for argument here.
Same thing. Juliet was being ridiculous with overreacting to Kara's existence.
Yeah.
And just causing generic drama.
My hairdresser.
That part was actually kind of funny. Oh, my best friend in the whole world, my hairdresser? I just...
Do you guys, you tell your hairdresser all the, random drama that you're involved with, right?
If I could pay extra to not have to speak during my haircut, I 100% would.
That's fair. My wife cuts my hair, so.
What do you customarily tip?
I don't tip. No, it's been the cheapest haircut I've had. It's great. She's gotten really good at it. But ever since the pandemic, like I haven't had a haircut from a barber since 2020.
No, the place that I go to, there's usually two ladies cutting hair, one of whom will talk my ear off and tell me all about her dead mom and how like her siblings are stealing all her stuff, and she's the one who's really entitled to the land and all this stuff. It's the kind of person who I'm like, do not ask me what I do for a living, because I don't want to either tell you that I'm a lawyer or lie. So just please don't please don't ask me. And then the other lady like barely talks, and it's great. But when she does talk, we always end up talking about how vaccines cause autism. And I'm like, okay, all right. Like,
These kids will never have a normal life.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. Like people who are like rooting for just generally like the health and, human services of this country getting into the hands of Kennedy and all those wackadoos.
This show, I think, because it's framed as like a reality TV show, which I guess it is, even though it's heavily scripted or whatever, it's just like, that being the case really takes it out of me when it's like, when I started thinking about the logistics. Like a regular TV show, you're like, okay, this is scripted, this is a story someone wrote, and I don't care about how it's filmed. But like this show, where it's supposed to be like real, like we're just like watching these people's lives, it's like, okay, someone's like, you're gonna walk through this door, so you're gonna have a conversation here, let me walk this camera out so I can be outside the door when you walk out, and then stop the conversation so that I can set this other camera up behind you. We'll move out the camera that was watching you walk out the door, and then continue the conversation. And then let me get in close so I can do a spinny camera walk around you while you kiss. It's just like thinking about all the logistical stuff of how often they must like start and stop or film the same conversation multiple times just really like bugs me when watching a show like this.
And every conversation is at golden hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like everything is super, super stylized, which I think is the biggest indication of how scripted it is. Mm-hmm. Where, like, say what you will about Jersey Shore, but a big part of Jersey Shore is the stationary cameras in the house capturing people when they're not 100% aware that they're being filmed.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, the show looks good. I mean, I like all the little, like, nature, little pelicans flying through the air, and the pictures of sunsets and beaches and stuff. Is like, and the resolution's good. The people are beautiful. The locations are beautiful. It's like,
well, but if they're crying and bitching and whining the whole time, like at least season 1, it was only like 40% that. This was like 80% that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could find a way to make this show 80% the confrontation at the bar and only 20% the setup conversation beforehand, then I would probably watch a lot more of this show.
I don't think you could save this one for me. I like
the
Alex
best compliment
is
I can give it is
the worst.
It doesn't feel like I'm drinking poison when I watch it, which some shows do feel like. So I'll give it that.
It's better edited than Catching Kelsey. I will say that it's better, but not by much. Like at least it didn't have like the preview dumb shit that they had in Catching Kelsey. But the shit like where like I don't believe some of the things and sequences. I feel like they just edited stuff to make it look more dramatic. Like when Garrett and Kara are talking about long distance, and she's like, are you gonna date other people? And it's just like this long pause, right?
Yeah, he licks his lips like 4 times.
I feel like he probably said it immediately, and they just like took some random scenes where he was sitting there not doing anything from B-roll, and just like chopped it up into that.
There's a lot of times where you can't see someone's face, or it's behind their head, and they have like a voiceover. It's definitely like not what they're saying at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so those sequences when they happen were rough. But I feel like they were done just for the purpose of trying to create dramatic flair.
I mean, I think it's a weakness inherent of a reality show if you have to have a narrator to begin with, and then to have the narrator be one of the subjects of the quote reality show. Are you trying to preserve the fourth wall or not?
They should have just got Corey Feldman.
You're Ron Howard.
That's what I was about to say, Ron Howard. Or, dang, AFV, what's the guy's name?
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget?
Yeah, Bob Saget.
I'm just imagining like the way that Ron Howard would fact check the Bluths in real time. Like him fact checking Alex. Like, I didn't sleep with her, babe. In fact, he did.
I do like how even his parents are like, come on, bro. Like, you cheated on her. Like, I'm tired of everyone accusing me.
Well, like the knowledge that the father there is one of the executive producers is so confounding, because does this show make Alex look good?
I guess it's all like any publicity is good publicity, or what? Yeah, he's definitely the villain. Like in each season, I feel like he's the scripted villain of the show, which he probably is literally the villain too. But
Is he the villain, or does he have Asperger's?
No, he's he's definitely got some what's the preferred nomenclature?
Autism?
Asian American, please.
I was gonna say he's definitely somewhat neurodivergent. I think you can plainly see.
Yeah.
it.
I mean, no matter how you slice it, there's a spectrum involved. And like,
but he didn't write the show. He didn't cast the show.
but his dad is
And-
a producer on the show, and the fact that they can't even write it to where he's not a horrible character or well acted is wild. Like, this was your shot, and you couldn't even like act like a normal human.
Maybe I'm answering my own question here, but even just the way that the show is constructed, where if you look at the cast, we have Alex, we have the women who Alex bangs / tries to bang, and then we have a bunch of guys who aren't Alex's friends that are just envious of Alex and trying to get with the same women he's trying to get with. We don't have Alex's friend. We don't have anybody there to stick up for Alex except for fucking Pauly Paul.
Mm-hmm. You're all right, but that's it, because if it was just a bunch of dudes being like, yeah, dude, you're right. Yeah, you're totally right. She's crazy. Then nobody would watch it. But if it's a bunch of women crying about, him cheating on them, then apparently that's much more enjoyable.
I mean, you're right there. You're definitely right there that what we got ended up being more entertaining than watching a bunch of guys sitting around jerking off Alex.
Yeah.
I know it's not real. It was like, I just felt like I was watching 12 episodes of like literally watching a woman in an abusive relationship. And it was like really started to make me feel bad about myself for watching this show. I was like, how are they filming this show? Like, it's like the money can't be that good. The money can't be that good, and the punani can't be that good for both of them to keep wanting to get back together with each other.
Can we also bring up how unrealistic it is that Pauly is broke in season 2 of an MTV show? Like, I'm just sitting there, it's like, oh man, my grandma cut me off my trust fund. I'll have to get a job with my aunt, but I'm looking to just phone it in. I just didn't believe that storyline. Especially the grandma, horrible act. Like, the log lady was better.
Well, didn't Pauly tell us that he blew through
$500K,
$250,000?
That was his
Half a mil.
inheritance. But he said
Half
that
a
was
mil.
he said that was his inheritance.
No, his
how many
parents
years?
died.
Was it 3 years?
It was 2 or 3 years, but yeah, it was some
Yeah, it was his
extremely
parents died,
short
his
period of time.
inheritance.
I mean, I think it just goes to show you that like it doesn't really matter how high the income is. If you are willing to spend it, you're gonna spend
You're
it, no
saying
matter
that
how
if-
much money
If you're
it
a
is.
Florida person, you're just going to spend that money no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's crazy when he's like, oh, who was Alex mentioned? It's like she gives him like $2,000 a week. Like $2,000 a week, dang.
Bottle
That's like
service ain't cheap.
That's like $100K a year, or like $90K a year for doing nothing.
For doing nothing.
Wait, no, that's even more. That's like that's close to $200K. I'm like, wait,
No, you got it right the first time.
was I? A week. So I was thinking times 4.
52 weeks, 2K, 104. 104K
Yeah,
a
you're
year.
right.
And I think one of the few genuine moments of the show was the lunch between Paulie and his grandmother, where he manipulates her with the death of his parents. Like I think we got a little window into exactly how Paulie survives.
Does Polly continue on through all the seasons, or is it?
I want to say he
No, he bails out with
Like-
Alex.
Yeah, he ducks out when Alex ducks out.
Is next season when
Involuntarily.
they get edited out?
Yeah, so if you go to the Wikipedia page, there's this ridiculous chart that they have that shows you what seasons everybody was a main or friend of the series.
Yeah, because season 3 is one of those wild seasons where the first 8 episodes or so, Alex is fully in it, and then
Gone.
like halfway through airing of the show, they decided to cancel him. And so the rest of the show, you'll see like the back of his head, and they'll reference him, but they don't show his face, and he doesn't speak.
So so of the series, only Juliet, Brandon, Madison, and Chloe are main characters for the entire 5 seasons.
Yeah, Juliet really becomes
main
the
character.
focus of the show starting season 3. I mean, we probably even saw that season 2.
Yeah, it just was a bunch of whining. Like Claire Danes ain't got nothing on Juliet. Lord have mercy.
Kara makes it through the rest of the series? Yeah, I'm looking at this. Kara 2, 3, and 4 is a friend, and then she's a main in season 5.
Yeah, I punched out in season 4 because it was super long, and I want to say it got delayed because of COVID and things got funky. And you think this was boring? Like, just wait until we watch season 4.
And win, right? Is that what you're saying? What?
Yes.
Does it go to 30 minutes? Why do season 3 and 4 have 24 episodes? Are they 30-minute episodes? They better not be hour long. If we do a third season, I can't handle 24 hours.
Hour long.
No way.
What I can tell you though is season 3 is definitely worth it. There are so many classic, iconic moments that I was waiting for in this season that I didn't get to, and I was so disappointed, especially with Kara. Because Aaron, I know what you're saying about her being monotone, but not to spoil it, but there does come a point where she kind of snaps and shows some of her true colors, and it's beautiful. Her SpongeBob SquarePants looking bitch comment to Kelsey, like blow that up into a whole monologue, and it's a beautiful
You
thing.
definitely, I don't know if it's written or not, I was like, she has a disdain for poor people that you can kind of see in season 2. It's just like,
You're not wrong.
I think
I still liked her the most.
I think the drama would have worked a lot better if it was believable that Kara was interested in Alex, but to me it seemed obvious from jump that she had no interest in him whatsoever. I mean, no one on this show had any chemistry together.
They really don't. And honestly, like the whole Madison, Ben, Jared, Brandon storylines, just not great.
Ben looks like a serial killer too.
Or
the way he acts.
Did anyone believe that Ben ever was actually going to move to Siesta Keys? Because I didn't.
No.
Oh, I'm looking for a house. I swear, I promise.
You know what's kind of like, Kelsey is like the worst of the girls acting, but then also like when she's crying, it's like I believe her. Like whenever the scenes when she's like talking about her mom and stuff,
Yeah,
she's sad about that, like crying to her boyfriend. I'm like, this looks really real. Like I don't know, just like she's not a good enough actress to pull it off if
agree
it's
with that.
fake. But, so it's kind of weird.
It's funny you say that because when the show was airing, Kelsey's mom was actually pretty active on, I think it was Reddit, and she would answer people's questions, and she would a lot of times was like, I don't really know why they portrayed me the way they did on the show. I live fully independently at home with my husband of 35 years. Like, I'm not on death's doorstep or anything. Like, Kelsey didn't have to quit her job to come care for me. Like, she just moved to be closer to me for convenience. So like the whole, Kelsey's mom is about to die and she had to give up her dream of modeling, like it's all bullshit. So like those tears are 100% acting.
She's crying about something.
She's crying about something. Like I agree with him. She's not that good of an actress.
That's one too. It's like, to be rude, like she's not even the hottest girl on the show. Why is she the one that's a model?
Who is Tony?
I'm trying to think. It's very superficial to ask that question. I can't say. They're all pretty, but they're not like, they don't feel like that's their real face.
Jay, you know that scene in The Neverending Story whenever like everything's collapsing because they're filled with the nothing?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I picture all of the people involved in this show.
Yeah, I can see it.
This I call this a groaner. Like this is just a lot of groaning. Just
If you had to be not even a main character, but any character on the show, who would you choose to be? Like if it was your job to be on this show?
Do I have to act like they act, or can I make my own choices?
I was saying, like, which role would you want? I feel like Amanda, she just shows up to get some information and like talk to Juliet for every once in a while, but then otherwise she gets to like live her life probably. She just shows up in random scenes every once in a while, but doesn't really have to do anything. That's kind of the role I would want.
Show up, get a couple of shots of your ass, give some good advice.
I mean, she was represented in that department.
No, I was working on a theory about 3/4 of the way through this season that Amanda is actually like these people's caseworker. That like she's not actually their friend. That she's actually like court appointed to keep these people in line. Now that's a little bit undermined by how in season 1 started with her beating the shit out of Chloe. So
good times.
I had another theory where Juliet is America and Alex is Donald Trump, and Chloe is the media. But that's about as far as I got.
Chloe, they're just like, they don't know what to do with her, so they're like, you're going to be the information hot pot, or just anything there's new information, you're going to be the one that gets it and have to share it with anybody, because we can't think of anything interesting to let you do otherwise.
It's true. He has one job.
It gets like, okay, at the beginning, it's like she's telling people stuff, like, none of it's believable, but it's more believable that she's starting stuff. But it's like, by the time you get to the end, when people are like, let me specifically go tell Chloe this, and then be mad at her when she tells people, when that's like what I'm asking her to do is tell people. But then I'm going to be mad about her telling people, even though that's what I specifically asked her to do.
Well, I mean, they've made her a character that stirs the pot, lights the stove, invites the camera crew, and tosses everyone into the pot. Honestly, do you really think that she got any of this stuff? No. They just gave her a cue card and says, you got a video of Alex making out with some chick. Like, why would... It's like, his ex texted me this.
Why don't we get to see that with just her face? Like, if the woman didn't want it to be like a photo release, why couldn't they just blur her face out? Why couldn't we see the video?
Because there was no photo. I don't believe that Alex cheated on her. I believe that this was just all, like... fodder.
Oh, that whole thing in the show?
Like, I think a more interesting show would be able to just nudge Chloe and let her go to work. But, like, I think that is a weakness of the show, is that they have to, like, do it so... Like, the hand of the producer is so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe this show was so recent. When was season 1?
2017.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, 2020? 2022? Like, the season's going into 2022? In the middle of a pandemic? Yeah. Like, this recently? Like, 3 years ago? I couldn't believe that. I hope they got paid well.
Well, Juliet has been able to parlay it into a successful, like, fashion line focusing on swimwear, and she's also, like, a kind of a legitimate, like, C-level celebrity. She's going to be on some kind of dating show coming up.
I feel like it'd be really easy for these, at least the women, to transition into influencing.
Yeah, I think, like, Chloe's got a podcast where she's, like, basically female Alex Jones.
Oh, for real?
Like, she got really into crystals, and, like, I'm sure she's a big fan of RFK.
Crystals?
Well, earlier I know you mentioned how much you dislike Garrett. To me, I saw some minimal positive qualities in Garrett of... He was basically the only one who we didn't see obviously came from wealth. And he was the only one who was actually working on an actual career and like making himself a success through his own efforts. And he was annoying as hell, but
At least he made good points and arguments.
like in the way that he came off, at least maybe like this is all just fictional. He's just a character, but like I like that his character was self-made.
I hear you. I just, at the same time, I don't know if I could ever make an argument like that. He's just there was no oomph. Even whenever he was like arguing. Yeah, like I don't want to see that. Like you went and saw Alex and I wasn't there. I don't like seeing that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's the fact that a lot of times, like outside of the drama, even sometimes in the drama, it just feels inauthentic. Hell, like Polly and Alex like strangle holding Jarrett felt more authentic than anything else in the entire rest of the show.
Yeah, Polly's weird like obsession with Alex, that was pretty genuine, it felt.
Yeah, he likes his cousin.
It's like the source of his money, probably. Even though the
Well,
show
services,
says it's
not
his
cheap.
grandma.
Did he get like kicked off for just like being racist and killing sharks?
Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was friends with these 4 guys who went viral for a video where they dragged a live shark. And then there was another video of Alex shooting a shark. And the final straw was he posted some really like egregious racist stuff. Like, you know, that there's a lot of people out there who'll have you believe that, oh, cancel culture, you can just make a completely harmless joke and you can lose your job. Like, no, this isn't what that was. Like, he posted stuff with like real racial animus and deserved to not have a platform anymore.
Well, he just said it all too early, I guess. So that wasn't commentary about the day today in America.
Yeah, he would be a cabinet member if the show was on.
He'd you know, like what is it, Big Balls? He'd be like the Doge, the Doge father.
Jesus.
The composter is what they call him.
And see, that's exactly why I picked this show. Why I nominated this show was escapism. That I needed a place to go for a couple hours, a couple times a week, to get away from, are we going to war with Iran or not? And this show served the purpose, and I guess I didn't really have a reason to have to drag the two of you with me on this journey, but I'm so glad you came with me.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's garbage, but it's not like I walk past the trash can and I start gagging. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's trash, but it's not horrific. I don't want to kill myself while I'm watching it. It's like, I think it's all reality TV shows. Like, eventually you start caring about the storylines, even though they're so stupid. And I feel like it happens.
I did not care. That last episode, like the Carol party, all of it. How many times did Alex just come around and be like, I want to talk to you? Like, with Juliet. I just, like, the show, I feel like the show didn't know what to do this season.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like it was filled with a bunch of the same thing over and over and over again. Honestly, can I also say this? Madison, I think, is one of the worst people in the show. Like, she's portrayed as the girl next door, but, like, the whole, you should move here, and I don't want you to move here. And then, you know, I don't think that I can ever forgive you, but let's give it a shot.
Well, she gets with a show producer, right? Is that what happens?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want to say that gets broken, like, right at the beginning of season 3. That she shows up to, like, the first party of the summer, and she's like, hey, meet my new boyfriend, and it's a guy who produced the first 2 seasons of the show. And, like talking about the brief moments in this show where people are genuine, that is, like, honestly, the two of you, it's worth watching that first episode to see it, because, like, everyone drops their shit and is just like, Madison, this is fucked up. Why? Like, this is really dumb.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
I'll wait for you to win another wheel.
Bonus episode.
Yeah, you're going to have to win a wheel for that one.
Well,
we've got a pre-show cocktail hour. We could have a after-show nightcap. review one episode of Siesta Key after each episode.
Well, are we ready to pick a show next? Oh, no, we haven't given our... Do we give ratings or do we pick show?
We have not given a rating, which we definitely do before we pick a show.
I'm glad somebody remembered. So, Aaron, lead us off. Give us how many Twin Peaks are you giving Siesta Key? What's our rating system?
What is the lowest score on the scale, like officially?
Like what's the lowest score that anyone has given a show?
No, I'm just asking, like, is this a 0 to 10? Is this a 1 to 10? Like, what are the boundaries of which
I feel like
we
you could
can
go
give?
a decimal below 1, but I don't think you. I feel like you can't go 0. 0.5.
I don't know. I was gonna say, like, I feel like it's 0 to 10 inclusive.
Okay.
0 to 10 inclusive.
Because we do have a 0.5 on the board that Aaron gave Catching Kelsey.
Oh man.
So, Travis, you.
Now remember, the scoreboard is not the scores are not transferable. In theory,
I understand this. My thought is I'm trying to think, was this better than Catching Kelsey or not? And
yes,
this is rough. See, you're saying yes, but I'm like, the editing was better, but everything else, no. The editing was awful in Catching Kelsey, but I don't know. Things happened over 10 episodes.
People were more real
I
people
don't
in
feel
Catching Kelsey.
Real people, real drama. This felt like if you were trying to like start a car for 12 episodes and then you just didn't. That's what the season felt to me. So I think that because of that, I'm also giving this a 0.5.
0.5 what?
Enough.
Though?
What about you,
What
Tony?
What is the unit of measurement?
It's a half a peak. We didn't even get to twin.
Half a peak.
I guess go with Polly's, 0.5 of Polly's trust fund.
I'm torn because it's like context. Like I have to rate it low because of like there's legit TV shows on here that we rate and give scores to. That it's like unfair to give a mediocre score to this and put it in the same ballpark as a show that tries hard. But I don't
think
like,
that's true.
It could
I think
be,
you can give it whatever score you want.
I'm gonna give it a 4. But I think if you want, like, if you're the target demographic of just wanting some like trash TV with like some good-looking people that has drama, and you just want it on in the background while you're reading something on Reddit, like I think you could do worse. So, in that regards, I'm not gonna say never watch this in your whole life. Because like I don't hate it. I don't actively hate it. I'm neutral to negative. So officially it's 4, but it's not. I don't detest the show.
I just said that these scores are not transferable, but now now you're in my head because like I was gonna give this show a 5, but I gave Penguin a 5, and
Penguin.
While the Penguin has flaws,
that's true.
The Penguin was better than this.
Hold on. I think that it comes down to how you enjoyed the show. Like I'm giving it a 0.5 because I did not enjoy the show. If you enjoyed it at a level 5 and you enjoyed the Penguin at a level 5, they don't have to be comparable shows. They're just level 5 shows that you enjoyed in different ways, perhaps.
That's very well said.
Very, very fair point. It feels like in 1776 when they're arguing about whether or not a representative owes the duty to vote his own consciousness or the consciousness of his constituents. And I must vote with my own conscience. I'm going to give the show a 5.
Do it.
Primarily because it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Is sometimes at the end of the night when I wanted to turn off the news and turn on something completely the opposite, I was able to do that and watch some dumb, petty drama over whether or not Alex was a horrible person, which he obviously is. So, 5 poly trust funds from Jay. Let me do some quick math, and I can tell you where our composite score is.
Beep, boop, beep, boop. That's the
Gotta be
computer
low.
calculating the scores.
It gotta be like a 2-ish.
It's going to be a 3.16 repeating. And I did not log into the list. Oh, crap. Anybody know my Facebook password?
Dude, I can barely keep track of my own passwords.
Oh, well.
What'd you say the score was? I'm pulling it up. I'm logged in.
3.16 repeating.
3.16 repeating. Exact same score as Fall of the House of Usher.
Dang, we scored that low.
I'm gonna say that's fair.
Yeah, Catching Kelsey actually got a 1.67.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Catching Kelsey is the lowest show. Siesta Key season 1 got a 4. So season 2 dropped below season 1.
Oh, man. So that's the bottom 3?
The bottom 3 are season
off.
2, Usher, and Catching Kelsey.
Oh, yeah. Tied with Usher. Wow. Okay.
Tied with Usher.
That's great. Well, let's pick a new show.
All right, let's see here. Going to the wheel of Mandamonium.
Let's go on a trip together.
All right, so I have put up one of my all-time favorite spooky series, Ash versus Evil Dead. This is a ridiculous romp through some pretty ridiculous horror slash possession slash outrageous, ridiculous body makeup situations and gallons of blood. So it's really good, and it's free on Pluto. So it also won't take very long. It's like 30-minute episodes.
Sounds good. Mine
Honey, what you
is The Pit, which is a medical drama. It's like emergency room setting in a hospital in Pittsburgh, I believe. It's supposed to be great. I guess it's kind of call to fame. I'm sure the plot's really good, but it's supposed to be, I have no way of knowing, but it's supposed to be really realistic, I guess. Like maybe the most realistic kind of like in that setting show that's come out. So I've heard great things about it. It's on HBO Max. I've heard it's back to HBO Max now. Instead of just, it was start off HBO Max and now it's Max, and it's just back, now it's just HBO.
I don't know, Jay, what have you heard?
Well, the streaming service has gone back to HBO Max. The channel has remained HBO.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. I've also heard that The Pit also involves quite a lot of gore.
Oh, you better.
It's probably going to be realistic.
Hold on to your buns.
I was going to say, the gore in Ash versus the Evil Dead is not realistic. It is.
Yeah, probably a different kind of gore.
It's a very, very different.
It's like a Kill Bill level of gore.
Well, I've nominated a very gory show, the Seth Rogen, I guess it's a comedy, The Studio on Apple TV. He plays a studio head. I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I thought they were absolutely brilliant. So I'm excited to talk about with you guys if this does get chosen.
All right, are we ready to spin?
Let's do it.
We'll shuffle it up, and then we are going to spin to win.
Let's spin the McConaughey wheel.
All right.
Big money, no whammies. Oh.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Karma be thy name.
Oh, you know what? I invoked karma earlier, didn't I?
You did. You called it, man. The moment you said that, I was like, well, I got this in the bag.
All right. Next up, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Point of order. The show does a very good job of giving you a little pseudo recap of the previous movies. I will say, for extra credit, Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, some of the greatest B-list horror films ever made.
Are those all Sam Raimi?
They're all Sam Raimi. One is the only one that I think is legitimately like creepy, make you uneasy. It kind of gets campy, funny after that, and it's really funny too. Like they lost the rights to 1 or some shit like that. So they just had to like retell it again so they could continue on the story they wanted to do, which is fantastic. But you don't have to watch it to watch the series. I will also say this. They're 30-minute episodes. The first season's 12 episodes, so that would be like 6 1 hour. There are 3 seasons since we got spooky season coming up. Are y'all down to watch this? Because it's not going to be very long.
Yeah, that's fine. We got
Let's
a
do
relaxed production schedule these days.
Relaxed production schedule, and again, I think it will line up with October very, very nicely.
Yeah, sure. All 3 seasons.
Boom! Yes, it's free, and if we have to pay for it somewhere, I'll pay for it.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
I've never heard of this Pokemon spin-off before, but I'm excited about it.
It is a unique. Gotta catch them all.
Oh, well, it has been a tremendous amount of fun talking about Siesta Key Season 2 with you two gentlemen. I am so grateful for you two joining me along this surf and turf special. So thank you very much for joining me.
The people demand it.
The people do demand it. And honestly, Nap Island comes around again after we get through Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm not even going to bitch about it.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be very excited to be talking about Ash vs. the Evil Dead next time. And until next time, we will let the mystery be.
Was it risque or what was it?